On the front page of the Business Courier this week, chunks of stone and concrete the size of footballs are falling from the Purple People Bridge into Cincinnati's Bicentennial Commons Park. The problem is not with the bridge itself, but with a massive stone and concrete pier that helps support it. The bridge, as you know, spans 2 states, and the rub here is that local governments can't agree on who should fix the problem. So while it may look pretty to visitors walking over it, officials say the falling debris underneath it is threatening the safety and health of people who are gathered underneath. Cincinnati City Solicitor John Kerp has reached out to lawyers for the state and the city of Newport and the Newport South Bank Bridge Company. That is the nonprofit group that operates the Purple People Bridge. An engineering study commissioned by Cincinnati estimates repairs could cost as much as $185,000. So while Cincinnati looks to the Newport South Bank Bridge Company to make the repairs, the bridge company says it controls the bridge, not the piers under it. So the finger pointing regarding who's responsible rages on. Business Courier Rob Dahlmeyer, the editor Rob Dahlmeyer, joins us now with more on the conflict of responsibility and how it might be resolved. Hi, Rob.
Hi there.
Good morning. Who owns the bridge, first of all?
That's the question. I mean, it's a really interesting part of this whole story is that Cincinnati used to, in the 60s, they signed it over to Kentucky. Kentucky then later signed it over to Newport, who then signed it over, part of it, to this company that you just mentioned. So it affects Cincinnati, but Cincinnati has done studies. You mentioned that $185,000. Cincinnati knows what the problem is. They know what it's going to take to fix it, but they say it's not our problem.
This used to be a railroad bridge. I remember they talked about tearing it down and the cost of that, and finally decided to make it a pedestrian bridge. But the bridge is part of the structure, and then it sits on these stone piers. The stone pier is clearly on the Cincinnati side of the bridge.
Right. But it's just like the river itself. Yeah, like the river itself is sort of owned by Kentucky. When you're talking about 2 states and all these different parts that really care. I mean, Cincinnati cares. They don't want stones to fall on people's heads that are at the park. Obviously, everybody cares, but the biggest problem right now is just nobody has done anything. I mean, the city in February came out with that report saying that this needs to happen. If this isn't fixed, this bridge will no longer be able to support use. And it's been, what, 5-6 months later, nothing's happened.
Yeah, it's a very old and rather beautiful pier, really, that they're talking about. So it needs to be fixed. Do we have any idea who's going to take the responsibility at this point?
No. The city has told us that if nothing happens soon, they may just go ahead and fix it and sue. But they haven't done that yet. As a matter of fact, the last time we were over there, they didn't even have any caution tape. I mean, you can see there are areas where this stuff has fallen. These stones and concrete have fallen, but there's no like warning signs or anything there. You know, and that could be a problem. It's not necessarily a place where you would run down to and hang out, but it's clear that it's easy to get to the area where these football-sized chunks are falling from the bridge.
They could do some serious damage.
Absolutely.
Hopefully this report will bring some attention. They'll at least get some caution tape up, and I'm sure you'll follow up to let us know who's going to pay for it.
We certainly will. Absolutely.
All right, Rob, thank you.
Thanks, Brian.